Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris. I'm the CEO and co-founder of iwoca. Today, I want to tell you a little bit more about iwoca. I also want to tell you a little bit more about the B2B lending opportunity, what we have achieved so far, and what we're currently working on. Small businesses are really the backbone of our economies. They represent 99% of all businesses and 60% of the private sector workforce. And yet, they do not have the funding that they need to thrive and that they deserve to grow and invest into their businesses. And that's what we at iwoca have set ourselves as our mission, to fill that void by funding 1 million small businesses. If we're looking at the business overdraft market, you can really see that dilemma very clearly. When I started the company in early 2012, all banks together here in the UK were providing approximately 60,000 in new business overdraft approvals per quarter. That number has halved, despite the fact that the small business population has actually grown quite significantly since, and despite the fact that we have seen record low rates for many years and a lot of quantitative easing. That funding has not hit mainstream. If you look at it from a business owner's perspective, I would like to share this picture with you. We're in 2019. That's not quite what you would expect in a hyper-connected world. The experience for small businesses to apply for bank funding is still as dreadful as it has been 10 or 20 years ago. And that's what we set out to change. We have digitized the entire process. We are able to make funding available from a start of an application to money in a bank account in a bit more than 3 minutes. That's faster than Mo Farah on 1,500 meters. That's as fast as it can get to go through the entire process. 70% of all of our customers receive an instant credit decision, and 90% receive a decision on the same day. We're lending up to £250,000, which is a material amount for small businesses. By having tackled all of this complexity and made it as simple and easy and convenient as possible, we have had huge success in the markets that we're operating in. In the UK, we're approving about 4,000 new businesses for finance per quarter. That gives us a double-digit market share in the business overdraft market. Not too bad for business that has started 8 years from scratch. We now have 50,000 customers that we made financing available to, and we have dispersed more than £1 billion in funding to them. I hope in the next 18 to 24 months we'll be able to double this amount to 2 billion. We have also grown as a team. We're more than 300 people headquartered here in London, operating in London for our core markets, the UK and Germany. Last year, we even broke profitable for the first time, which is something quite rare, I think, a company to say here at NOAH. And we expect to be profitable again this year. So that's what we have achieved so far, but let's look a little bit more into the future. Earlier this year in January, we closed our Series D funding round and raised £150 million across equity and debt. That helps us to deliver our growth path. In August, we won a 10 million public grant to transform SME lending specifically here in the UK. These funds enable us to use all of the experience that we have gained in the bank overdraft markets to apply this in other SME product groups. Business loans, asset finance, invoice finance, all huge markets that are dysfunctional today, where we, with our expertise in technology and lending, can do a lot to improve them and serve customers better. I want to give you a sneak peek on 2 things that we're currently working on. It's very common, and consumers are really spoiled with the option that they have to pay in installments at the checkout. But in the B2B space, that's far from being the truth. It's still pretty much as it was 100 years ago. The small business issues an invoice with payment terms typically of 30 days, and then it's at the discretion of the purchaser as and when they pay. But actually, they take their time to pay. typically an invoice is paid in 45 days, with many invoices taking a lot longer, leaving the small business with a cash flow problem. And we have a lot of our customers who are coming to us because they're not being paid by their customers. We also actually have a lot of customers who are coming to us because they have to pay an invoice, and sometimes they're overdue on them. So given that we already have built the capability of completely automated lending, for us the next step is to move directly at the point of transaction and solving this cash flow problem for good. What it means is we're giving the control to the purchaser. We're giving the purchaser the ability to choose how long they want to take to pay the bill, which enables us to give the seller the full certainty of when the cash flow will be arriving, guaranteed by us. The other bit that I'm really excited about is the way how distribution is changing. I think mostly gone are the days where companies like us use mail, email, paid search, or other direct channels to acquire customers, which has proven to be very expensive. On this picture, you can see that since 2015, we had about 250,000 businesses applying for financing with us. In the end of 2017, we launched our API, which enables third parties to provide financing to their customers in exactly the same way that we provide financing to customers that are coming through our website. And as you can see, since 2017, from the 150,000 customers or so that came to apply for financing with us, 1/3 has come through this API integration. This has been one of the most successful growth drivers that we have seen. And therefore, we decided to invest more in it. We'll be expanding our capabilities to enable partners to self-serve in order to provide their customers with seamless access to financing. And we're very proud to have won Xero as a partner to provide financing to the nearly 500,000 small businesses that they are serving here in the UK. In essence, that means that by 2023, we'll have more than 2 million customers that we'll be directly serving through these integrations. That's twice as much as RBS and NatWest combined, who are banking roughly 1 million small businesses. And the same sort of is happening in our core market in Germany. Whether you're a bank or Fintech or a marketplace or anyone who is keen to provide seamless access to financing to your small business customers, we'd really like to talk to you because we made it as simple as possible for your customers to access financing, either to help you to sell more of your product or to help you to increase your revenues. So I'd like to thank you for your attention. It's been 8 years. 8 years is a long time to run a business. I'm still as energized as in the beginning. And I think the burden of building this platform over these 8 years is now really showing its fruits to make it much more applicable through feature innovation that we can now do, which were very difficult to do 3, 4, 5 years ago. I'm really excited to see what the next 5 years are bringing. And I think we are on track on our mission to fund 1 million businesses. Thank you.